After being on the waitlist for about a year and a half, I finally received my Robinhood Gold Card a little over a month ago, and I've been putting it to good use ever since. Now in today's video, I'm walking you through the full Robinhood credit card management app, showing exactly how it works day to day, from tracking rewards and redeeming cash back to managing payments and exploring all of its key features. And this video isn't just for people who already have the card. If you're still on the waitlist or you're deciding whether it's worth signing up, this walkthrough will give you a clear look at what to expect once you've been approved. And I have to say, the app has a few surprises you'll want to wait around for. So let's talk about that. I am so happy to have you here with me today. Let's get started. All right, so let's check out this application. We have a nice animation here bringing us to the main page that you see when you first open the application. Have my card that's sitting there and a nice visible view of my current balance as well as my remaining credit for this card. I have a notification toward the bottom of the page that shows that I have my first payment due date, which is going to be the 15th of November. And then beneath that, have a number of transactions that I have placed on the card since I originally got it a few weeks ago. And that's pretty much it for this main page. There's an option to make a payment, of course. And if I click that, I'm presented with options to pay my full balance, statement balance, minimum payment, or a custom value of my choosing. But I'm going to click back. And if I click the view card details, I get to see my name as well as the card number, expiration date, and the CVV for this card. There's an ability for me to copy my card number if I need to paste it into a different application. And there are a couple of options here. There's an option to lock the card. And so I can click that and I'm presented with this page where I can click lock card and it gives me the ability to do that. And just press that and obviously it's activated the lock card mechanism. And I can just as easily click it again to unlock my card. Now, if I happen to have lost my card or if it was stolen, I can click the second link down here and it will give me a couple of different options to take care of that. Either if my physical card is missing, I can press the metal card is missing and it will take me through a process to get this. What's notable is that you can get the first replacement for free, but it looks like any replacements thereafter will be $40. And I have the option to keep my same digital card number if I so desire. But clicking back, there's another option if I want to replace my digital card. And conversely to the physical card, I can get a new digital card number and choose to keep my physical card if I so desire. So I'm going to click back here and go back to this page, see my card number information here again. There's also an option to add this to my wallet. And in my case, I have a couple of different devices that I can add this to. So I can add it to my Apple Watch, which I've already done, as well as the phone that I'm recording this from, which I have also already done. But we're going to click out of that. That's all the options from the main page. If I do click this available credit button, it does show me more information about my total credit limit, the amount that I currently have on the card, and any pending transactions, as well as the available credit and the utilization rate. So nice key, useful information about my current usage. If I click in the top right corner, I can see notifications, and 25 days ago, my card shipped. My first statement was available 10 days ago, and I have a payment reminder again here in the notification section, which I got 3 days ago, that my payment is due the 15th of November. So clicking back, I want to go through all of the different options that you'll see once you do have access to this card and have access to this app. I'm going to start with the hamburger menu, as I like to call it, in the top left-hand corner. So click this. have my information here. If I click my name, it'll take me to my personal information, so my email address, phone number, as well as my address. If I click back and click payments, it will show all of the different options that I have available in terms of making a payment. Here on this page, I can see the minimum payment due, which in this case is $25. I have the full balance there as well as the statement balance, just as reference points for any payments that I want to make. In the middle of the page, there's an option to set up my auto pay, which actually, why don't I do that right now? So I will set up auto pay. I'll set it to every month. Click continue. I'll go with minimum payment here on the auto pay amount page. Click continue. And now I can just select the payment account and I'm good to go. I'm not going to pay this right now because I've actually already scheduled a payment for this card. So we will be good to go here. So if I click make a payment, it will take me to this page here, this make a payment page, which it shows an automatic minimum balance payment, which would be scheduled for the 24th. It's probably based on what I just set up, but I can also pay the full balance, statement balance, minimum payment, or a custom option here, and have two options to either pay now or to pay later. Just for the sake of this video, let's click minimum payment here and pay later and see what it says. So it shows me the account is going to come from, the amount, and here I can choose the actual date. So if I wanted to set this up to pay at a later date, then this would be the mechanism to do that. Now, I won't do this now, but my suspicion is if I click pay now, then it would automatically take that from the account that I've selected immediately. But won't do that right at this moment. So we're going to click back out, go to auto redemption. So auto redemption for statement credits. You can automatically redeem your points for statement credit every week. This is absolutely something you should not do. And I want you to pay attention to the text that's at the bottom of this screen. So with auto redemption of statement credit, your points will be redeemed weekly at 0.7 cent per point and applied to any amount above your minimum due. I would honestly just steer away from this. It's less than 1 cent per point, which is honestly the bare minimum that you should accept for any rewards points that you get. 0.7 cent per point, terrible value. I can tell you about a different way to do this, which effectively is the same thing or can be very comparable to what's being suggested here, but honestly will give you more value for your points. This is an absolute last resort type of option, but I highly discourage anyone from doing this. But the option is there. You can set to auto redeem your points by clicking this here, but we're going to turn this off. That is not something that I have an interest in at all. Next thing up, you have your payment account. So if I click into this, it will just show all of the different accounts that are available. And if I click the Connect New Account button, it will actually take me to this where I can sign in and authenticate through Plaid, and any accounts that are available through this platform, I'd be able to select to add to my account. I won't go through this process right now, but this is what it will look like for you. So I'm going to click back out of this, and under documents, I have documents that you may have seen through the application process or information that may have been shared with you in other ways after you actually received your card. But you have your statements here, which you have to authenticate into. In my case, having just received the card, there's just one option that's available to me. I'm going to click into this and just give you a peek at what this looks like. And so these are my charges and my statement for my first statement. And again, the due date for this is the 15th of November. And of course, you have the option to click the button at the top right to share this information or download this information if you so desire. But we're going to click back out of that. Your transaction history, you have the ability to download your transaction history, whatever information you're looking for, all transactions or transactions from a specific date period, and it can be sent to you via your registered email address as a CSV file. You're going to click back out. APR and limits, useful if you want to see the APR that corresponds to your account. This is a 29.74% APR across the board for purchases, balance transfers, and cash advances. So, needless to say, I will not be keeping any type of balance on this card that could accrue interest. And I highly encourage everyone to pay off your credit cards if you can in full every month to avoid those interest charges. In terms of limits, cash advance limit of $500 and my total credit limit is $10,000. Going to click back again, and you have the cardholder agreement, privacy policies, and your rewards terms. We'll just skip that and go back and see what the next set of information is or utilities that we can find in the application. So settings. Clicking into settings, you have a number of different options here. Here also you have the ability to lock your card. You can elect to open this application with Face ID, access your information, your card information offline, and also you have a utility to report your lost or stolen card here on this screen as well. You can set up whatever alerts you'd like to receive for this particular account. New thing here is app appearance. And this is nice. If you happen to have color blindness or the specific type of color blindness, there's an ability for you to click this button here, and this will be enabled to hopefully allow you to view this application a bit better. And if I scroll back, I have my mobile wallet here, and it shows that my card has been added there at the bottom. But we're going to click back out of settings and click help next. There are options for balance transfers, credit reporting, things of that nature. If I click into one of these, just as an example, let's click into points redemption. Let's see what it says here. And it just gives you some information about the different points redemption options that are available to you. So if you're looking for specific information about any of these topics, you would go to the help screen in order to do that. I'll also click into this contact support here at the bottom. This is a way for you to get in contact with support either via text or email. And it says the phone support is available during the designated hours. I'm going to click into this. It has a number of different options that you can choose from here, depending on what your support needs happen to be. I'll just click into one of these as an example. So if I needed support on my Gold subscription, then these are the options that are presented to me. I can click tech support, and if I did, it would bring up my texting application on the device that I'm using. Similarly, if I clicked email support, it would bring up the email application that I have set up for email on my device. And then if I click into request callback here, which I will do for this purpose or for the purpose of this video, I can type in whatever information I need and then request callback. And what I noted on the previous screen is that it gave me an estimate about how long it would take to receive a callback, which according to this screen at this point in time would be about 30 minutes. So clicking back out, I'm going to go to out of the help screen and into feedback. So if I click into feedback, it's going to pull up a text message prompt or my text messaging application. It's going to pre-populate the phone number that this is going to go to for text messaging. For any Robinhood feedback requests, I can enter my information, and presumably they will respond via text for whatever feedback it is that I share. But we're going to click back out of that and get back to the home page here and go over the other tabs that we have in this application and go into rewards, which I think may be of most interest to everyone. So right now I have a balance of 8,158 points. terms of the options that are available, starting from the top of this page, this redeem page, I have the limited edition solid gold card. And there are two versions of this. There's a 36-gram solid gold card, and I am well away from being able to secure this card with just 8,000 points out of a required 850,000 points. But even with that, I could reserve this card with the points that I have by clicking that button that's at the bottom of the page. And if you click the information icon at the top right, it shows the weight and the material, which is 10 karat solid gold. But we're going to click back. There's also a 24 karat gold card, 27 grams. And I'm still well away from this as well. So 8,000 points out of 8 required 100,000 points. And again, I could reserve the card by clicking that button at the bottom of the page. If I click the info again, it shows the weight, which is 27 grams, and 24 karat gold plating. So that to be distinguished from the solid gold card, which was the first option. I have this mystery box option for points redemption, which I think is interesting. I'm not going to click this redeem for 1,000 points down here because I don't know if that happens immediately, and I don't necessarily want to waste the points that I have. But what's scrolling down there at the marquee at the bottom is what your potential rewards are if you pay or if you redeem 1,000 points. So if you redeem 1,000 points, you could get potentially 10,000 points back in return, or 7,500 all the way down to, 1 point or 1,250 points in return for your 1,000 points. But you could also get these additional or percentage points back for 30 days, as an example, 5% for the next 30 days or 5% for the next 24 hours, and a number of different options here, which on the surface sound interesting. I'm not sure if this is anything that I would necessarily take advantage of. I'd have to crunch the numbers to see if it's a good value to sort of gamble for any of these, and see like what the worst case scenario is, and if I'd be willing to sacrifice that or sacrifice my 1,000 points to get any of these options. But it's unique. I don't think I've seen anything else like this. So from that perspective, I think it's a cool addition to add to this card as a redemption option. But we're going to click back from here and scroll down a bit, and we see next statement credit. So if I click into statement credit, you'll see that they say that this is something that you can use to instantly pay down your balance with points. And no doubt that that's true. But you'll see that the available amount that I have to spend on a statement credit is $57.10. And again, if you recall on the previous page, I had over 8,000 points, which should equate to roughly $81 and some change. Well, this is $57.10, again, because you're only getting a 0.7% redemption rate if you use your points as a statement credit, which again is not a great use of points at all. But this is what the screen looks like if you so choose. You can type in your option, or you can select one of the predefined options, and it will show you what the corresponding point value is that's required in order to get the statement credit that you're looking for. But let's get out of that. Not something that you should do. Next up is a 24 karat pure gold bar made with 10 grams of pure gold. And it looks like the value of this, or the cost of this in terms of points, is going to change based on the prevailing gold value, which may fluctuate. And again, I am well short of the currently 179,500 points that's required to get this gold bar. But if I wanted to reserve it, I could click that button at the bottom, and it would take me through the process to do so. Cashback. So you can earn interest on cash or invest it in stocks, options, and more. I'm going to click into this. And this is something, if you have an interest with using your points back and putting that towards a statement credit, I would say go through this process to do it manually. And here, if you'll note, 4,500 points in this example is equal to $45 cash back, which will be invested in my cash account at Robinhood. And then I can subsequently use that to put it in stocks or crypto, whatever it is that I want to buy on Robinhood, but you don't have to. And that cash account earns, in my case, the prevailing 3.75% APY. So if you're looking for the ability to use money for a statement credit or to pay off a portion of your credit card balance, this is the better way to go. You can obviously see that you're getting a 1 cent per point cash back rate, which is much, much favorable than the 0.7 cent per point that you're getting if you were to actually use the statement credit option. So you can use the slider to pick whichever value you want. The maximum that I can do based on the number of points that I have is 8,158, which is equivalent to $81.58. You can also click to enter a custom amount, and obviously you do that, it will tell you how many points are required in order to get the cash back that you're looking for. It's as simple as that. So going back, there's another option for lounge passes. So I am going to put in the airport that's closest to me, the international airport that's closest to me, or one of the ones that's closest to me. And that would be DFW here in Texas. And let's click the Terminal A Express spot. And so it gives you all the options that are available on this prior page here in this terminal. I'm going to click into Express Spot again as an example. And it has a couple of pictures here and information about the facility. And it's 5,000 points per pass. A lounge is not something that I think I would be spending my points on, since I have other cards that grant me access to, I would say, maybe the same lounge network or even more premium lounges. So that wouldn't necessarily be something that I would use my points for, but there's the ability for you to do that based on this application. And this is exclusive Robinhood merch. You have 3 options here. It looks like a lot of people like market cap, which I think is kind of interesting. So that one is out of stock, but it was 5,750 points. You have the white feather cap, which is still available for 4,500 points, and a liquid asset bottle, which is available for 3,500 points. I don't know that I personally value that cap at $45 and this liquid asset bottle at $35, but for those of you that have an exorbitant number of points when you're using this card and want to spend it on this, you have the ability to do so. Gift cards. Clicking into this, we have a number of different merchants that are available in the application that you can use your points for. Let's go to maybe one that may be ubiquitous to us all is Amazon. And you have a couple different options here. You can select one of the predefined values. And in my case, it's showing the 100 grayed out because I don't have sufficient points in order to get that. But you can select one of the predefined values. You can select a custom value. And yeah, it looks like in this case, you can redeem for as low as $1. You can have a $1 gift card if you so desire. So that's interesting. Let's click into another one here. Let's go to Nintendo. And it appears that in the case of Nintendo, there are only predefined options that are available, and you don't have a custom option. And it shows you at the bottom of the page the amount of points that are required in order to get the gift card that you want. So you're going to click back again, and it appears that it's a 1 cent per point conversion. So that is, again, the base that you would want out of your redemption option, whichever one that you choose. It's certainly better than a 0.7 cent per point that other cards offer when transferring your rewards or points to gift cards. So in that sense, I say favorable. You could probably do better ultimately with your redemption of your points, but not a terrible option if you really, really needed a gift card. So on to flights and hotels. So I'm going to click into flights first. And when you do, it will take you to a screen where you can enter information about whatever your travel plans happen to be. In my case, it's populated the Austin Bergstrom International Airport for me, since that is the closest airport to me. And if I scroll down, it shows some popular destinations that you may be interested in. You can actually, even though I clicked into flights, you can click over to hotels or to flights by using this option. If I put in a search, let's say I want to go to Disney World, which I do want to go to Disney World. I click into this, and let's just say it's for December 8th through 13th. I'm going to click search and see what options it gives us. And what's nice is that I have a reference point for the number of points that I have available, which is at the bottom, my 8,158 points, which is worth $81.58. So it's still going through the search process, and hopefully this will be done here shortly, and we'll see what options it makes available to us. Okay, so we now have a list of options available, and I like to sort by price. So I'm going to click the sort options and click price, low to high. And then let's see what filters we have available. We have number of stops, airlines, and time. Flight duration, layover duration. All right, we'll leave those off for now. But here in the search, middle of the search, it shows the departing option, which is Austin to MCO, and then the returning flight, MCO to Austin. And I can scroll down and see all of the options available to me. And if I select one, let's say, which is not generally the case, but let's say I want to pick the Spirit option, I can click that, and I can purchase this with points, or I can purchase this with cash or credit if I so desire. So let's just click select on this one. And now what it's doing is showing me what my return flight options are. It's showing, interestingly, no price for this or points. That's probably just an error, I would imagine. But let's click this and see where it goes. All right, so reviewing your flight, it's showing your flight options here, the two that I chose, and the total that would be required for each of these. And it's showing that if I was to use all of my points, it would be 8,158 points plus $56. But if I wanted to pay all cash, it would be $137, which I do not believe is correct, because there was no value showing up for that second flight option, which I do not think is correct. Don't want to go through with checkout at this point. But one thing that I will note on these options, because I went through the search options before for this, and the flights and hotels, which I'll click into now, all seem to be at a higher price than what you can find elsewhere. So my admonition, encouragement to each of you would be to certainly check what's available here, and if there's a good deal and it makes sense economically, or it's comparable to costs that you're finding elsewhere, then take advantage of this option. You would be eligible, if you book through this portal, for 5x on whatever it is that you spend, which is a nice benefit. But I wouldn't say to just go through this process to secure those points if there's a much, much more favorable price elsewhere. And so this is what the hotel screen looks like if you're searching for hotels. Let's say I wanted to stay at the Fairmont Hotel in Austin. Let's see if that comes up with anything. And I will change my date to, let's say, this weekend and see what pops up. So again, it's going to go through the search process, but I do want to reiterate. I think it's nice to check out what deals they may have available here, but both on the hotel side, which in this case it's giving me a search for a one night cost of $444. But I checked this same reservation on the Fairmont Austin website and found a room for, I think, about $100 or so cheaper. So your mileage may vary. Definitely shop around and make sure that you're getting a good deal. Be great if you get the best deal or find the lowest price here in this portal so that you can take advantage of the 5x multiplier. But definitely do search around and make sure that you are getting the most bang for your dollar spent. So we're going to click out of this and go to the next set of options. Amazon. Going to click into Amazon. Now, I did earlier today set up my Robinhood card so that I can use the points on the Robinhood website. But I will say this is not an advisable option to use because this, much like the statement credit, is not at 1 cent per point. The redemption value on Amazon is also 0.7 cent per point. So you're not getting a full penny for every one of your points, which I think is a poor redemption value for your points. So not something that I would recommend, but they do have the ability for you to make that link within the Robinhood credit card application. A save on gas. This is an interesting one. I originally thought that this was a huge benefit, that just by using my card, I can save 50 cents per gallon on gas at the participating fuel locations, fuel stations that they're noting here on this page. However, if you read into this a little bit more, it shows here toward the bottom of the page that you have to activate this offer by redeeming 1,450 points, which again, at 1 cent per point is $14.50. And then at the bottom of the page, it says that card holders can receive a maximum of $10 off. Now, I haven't been able to find yet the terms for this offer, but to me, that doesn't make sense. If the $10 is an absolute highest value, maximum value across all of your gas purchases, then it would actually cost you more to activate this offer than the value that you can get from this offer at $10. Now, maybe it is that $10 cap is per visit to a gas station, and maybe you only have to pay that offer, claim, or redemption points value once. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just hoping that that's the case, so that there's some way for you to actually get value from this. But for those of you that get this card, or maybe for those of you that have it, if you happen to know something that I'm missing on this, then feel free to share in the comments below. So clicking back, last couple of options here. You have the Rose Gold Card. For those of you that are interested in a different option, you can spend 7,500 points to get a Rose Gold Robinhood Gold Card. And as I mentioned previously, as we were going through flights and hotels, if you do book travel with Robinhood Travel, you have the ability to earn 5% cash back. And if I clicked into this travel option, it would basically take you back to the screen that I was showing a moment ago, where you can search for hotels and flights. And that's pretty much all there is on the rewards page for this application. So we're going to click into the cards section now. And here it has a listing of my virtual cards. In this case, I only have one, and I have 9 purchases that I've made with this card for a total of $728.47. But I can add another virtual card or several virtual cards if I so desire. And here are the options that are displayed when you click that button that was at the bottom of the previous page. Set up a free trial card, which I think is certainly useful. Free trial you want to sign up for, it'll automatically cancel this after 24 hours. If you just want a disposable card, something you can use once and then forget about and never have to worry about again, that's where you use your single-use card. Then in my case, The one card that I do have is that standard virtual card, which, as is stated here, I can cancel it at any time. But this is something that I have active for me, and it served me well for all of the online purchasing that I've done since receiving this card. And last tab here is for family, and this is for you to add a card holder. And just going through these screens here, it's designed for the whole family, family spending simplified, build better financial habits, all of that you can get by adding a card. And then if I click this add a card holder button, here are the options that are displayed. You can set this up for a partner, your significant other, a child, one of your parents maybe, or there may be someone that's not related through family, or it could be pretty much anyone else that you have a desire to add to this card. And you click into either of these options. For the purpose of this video, I'll click partner here, and it'll tell you, what the benefits of this would be. If I click continue, it'll ask information about the card holder that you're attempting to add, and presumably you go through that process, and if all looks well, then that person will be on their way to getting a new card. And this might be something that I would recommend for those of you that are waiting for this card, have been waiting for a significant amount of time. In my case, I had to wait about 1.5 years before I got my card. So from waitlist to receiving the card, it was about 1.5 years. And if you and your partner, or you and your significant other, or family member are both interested in this card, then one way to give them early access to it, if they're sort of in a waitlist holding pattern, is once you have your card, you can set them up with an additional card as well. And again, get them the ability to have access to the card and its benefits in advance of getting their own. And so going back to the homepage, that is pretty much it. That is all that is a part of this Robinhood Gold Card application. I'm still very excited about this card. It's already given me a lot of value, and I'm sure that if this is something that you're interested in, that it can be a great value add to you too. And that's going to do it for today's video. Now, we just went through a full and complete walkthrough of the Robinhood Gold Card Management app, what it looks like, how it functions, and how to make the most of its key features. So whether you've had the card for a while or you're still on that wait list waiting for your invite to apply, you now have a clear sense of what the experience looks like once you're in. Now, if you found this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on the next one. And why don't you share this video with anyone that's considering the Robinhood Gold Card or is still on that wait list? And let me know down in the comments what you think about the app so far. I want to thank you so much for watching. And as always, I want to encourage you to dream big, live well, and to do great things. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.